Uh-oh, Elmo is on another bender, and he is pissed. And so am I.
Breath.
No! Elmo says that! Elmo wants on the news of Epstein list right now!
Elmo's been going off about Epstein lately. I agree it's a cover-up, but you're acting a bit crazy.
Oh, you think Elmo crazy? I'm gonna show you crazy!
He's just been saying...
Yep, that's how the vast majority of Americans feel right now with the unanswered questions of what in the world's going on here. As we're getting some very interesting news about this unsealment of documents that is in the hands, allegedly, of a liberal judge that probably could be protecting the Clintons. What in the world is going on here? As, of course, we have now entered into a new era of ish show when it comes to this administration and their handling of this entire matter that some people are complimenting. And I'm saying, wait, hold on here. Wait just a minute there. There's some other troubling details that, of course, we're going to be talking about in this particular video. So if you appreciate these type of honest, nuanced conversations that care about the truth and not just about obedience to a certain political party or politician, subscribe, click the notification button. We, of course, greatly appreciate your attention and time with us. This as now even Megyn Kelly is going after Laura Ingraham from, quote, moving on from the Epstein files, as we have seen this kind of unified talking point by some of the most prolific, important people inside of the MAGA movement, something that, of course, a lot of people are not willing to go from until there are some disclosures and judicial legislative type of actions that actually hold these monsters accountable in our society from hurting more and more children. As Valentina Gomez says, the marching orders were to move on and turn the other cheek when children were being taken of their innocence. The perpetrators will go free and justice will not be served. It is literally predators versus us, and I agree. Now, the administration has been able to get a lot of attention on their recent disclosures by the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. And this is, I'll tell you how this is related to the Epstein stuff here, as she just presented overwhelming evidence of an Obama-led conspiracy to orchestrate the Russia collusion hoax coup against Donald Trump. That, of course, in my opinion, absolutely hurt his first term as president of the United States, took away from everything that he was trying to accomplish, had some of his biggest administration members essentially neutered, some of them arrested, some of them charged because of this, quote, nonsense that was going on in a very underhanded, illegal way, according to Tulsi Gabbard, that says Americans will finally learn the truth about how in 2016, intelligence was politicized and weaponized by the most powerful people in the Obama administration to lay the groundwork for what essentially was a year-long coup against President Trump, subverting the will of the American people and undermining our democratic republic. Here's how. And then she goes into great details. She's doing Fox News interviews. And yeah, look, great work finding out where the receipts are, but we all know that this was happening. I mean, as soon as it was happening, as soon as the media came out, said, Trump is colluding with the Russians. I'm like, well, that sounds very convenient. Let's see the evidence. We don't have any. Okay, you want me to trust you? And I'm like, no way. And I got attacked by this viciously. Now, again, this is great that we have this disclosure. Great, sure. And a lot of the people are like cheerleading, yes, this is it. We're going to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. One, we already knew that this was the case. I knew as soon as it was going off. Like, I knew the psyop before the psyop. She's uncovering the psyop. But when can we get charges? Because otherwise, you're just kind of saying something that vast majority of people already knew. We already knew. Unless there's charges here, that's the biggest difference. This is what Matt Walsh had to say here that I agree with. Unpopular opinion, but I don't care about this unless they actually arrest and prosecute the culprits, including Obama. 110%. You cannot allege a treasonous conspiracy and then do nothing about it. The typical pattern by Republicans since forever is to make these kinds of claims, which I don't doubt, by the way, but to make them on Twitter and Fox News and then never actually bring it to court of law so the parties responsible can be held accountable for their crimes. I'm tired of it. Go arrest these people and bring them to justice. Then I'll care. If you don't, if you won't do that, then what does any of this matter? 110% here, as of course Tulsi Gabbard was on Fox News. Will we get anything out of this moving forward here, as a lot of people are now correlating this disclosure from Tulsi Gabbard and saying this is one of many things to start here, as we have individuals like Roger Stone coming out and specifically talking about how Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman, is talking about how there's a Roger Stone is saying there's a whistleblower, but Anna Paulina Luna is saying that there was deliberate destruction of evidence. Now, this is what they're saying. Where is the whistleblower? Where's the release of this officially? Because this is right now just Anna Paulina Luna saying this. And a lot of people are saying this is very convenient to this administration that has not been disclosing this, as some people are saying that this could be a cover-up effort. Is it? Listen, I like Roger and I trust him. And he had some other interesting things to say about this matter that I think are very pointed and very important. And before talking about that, we want to tell you about the sponsor of this particular video before going off into the theories here, as we have BiltongUSA.com. We have some here on my desk here. I have some behind me. And truly, an incredible product that I really love. Everyone I introduced to really loves it too. I'm like, use my promo code. Use WRC. Use my promo. Like, okay. And then they never do. I don't know why. Biltong USA. They're like, oh, look, I got it. I'm like, oh, did you use my promo code? Did you get 10% off? Did you let Anton know you said it? No. I'm like, why? As of course, Biltong is a family-friendly snack, low in carbs and packed with protein, making Biltong the ultimate health snack. Biltong is a great source of iron, also serves as a source of several other essential nutrients, including magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins, fueling gains in every aspect of your life. Whether you're following a carnivore, keto, or high-protein diet, Biltong is the perfect addition to keep you on track. Use code WRC. And again, I can't recommend this stuff enough. Lots of cured meats out there filled with a lot of preservatives, lots of nonsense. You don't know where any of the stuff is coming from. This is some of the cleanest meat, especially if you're trying to get more protein into your diet. There's been multiple kind of polls and reports and studies done showing how a lot of people just do not get enough protein, and that's what they predominantly struggle with. This is the hack to make sure that you get enough protein, especially if you are very physically active. You need to feel your gains. The best way to do that is through clean protein, and this is it. I mean, it is very succulent, very moist, all right? Very moist meat that you put in your mouth. BiltongUSA.com. I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, let's continue on here with this video here. Now, Anna Paulina Luna is coming out and saying, and kind of hinting at here, hey, this is one of many disclosures to come. FBI destroyed some evidence. This potentially could be the big kind of proof of destruction, of tampering. Now, listen, we're going to know what happens when we see what happens with this case, because this is an open shut case. For me, it always has been, all right? I got demonetized. I got attacked by the media. I got viciously viciously attacked for standing up for Donald Trump during his first administration. And then still I had people like, you're never Trumper. Again, you can't win with some people, and it's okay. It's fine. But listen, what we're going to see happen with this allegation, right, from Congressman Anna Paulina, is going to be pretty clear about what happens with this Obama Russia hoax. Now, if there's going to be actual accountability actions against the people that have lied against Donald Trump and pretty much just tanked his first year of his first administration, especially with all the attacks against him that were just made up completely. They're like, oh, yeah, he was in the Russian hotel room. There was ladies of the night standing over him, and they were relieving. And I'm like, you take yourself seriously as the corporate media? You guys are disgusting. All of that was not true. And I was like, listen, until we actually see something. And then even that, they're like, you're Russian. I'm like, I'm Polish. Okay, Polish people don't get along with the Russians. We never have historically here. Now, what's going to be happening here? First, I hope there's going to be some actions. There's going to be some charges that are going to hold these people accountable. I mean, at least let's have a deposition of all of these people so we know what in the world's going on here. And they arrested Donald Trump. The gloves should be off here. Then I'm going to know, okay, well, they're actually going to hold the people who destroyed and tampered with the evidence of the Epstein stuff accountable too. And that's what they need to do here. Now, already, there's a lot of MAGA influencers saying, they're doing the victory lap. We did it! Yay! Anna Paulina is like saying that this is the most transparent administration in U.S. history. We still haven't seen much until we see something. Then I would agree with that particular statement. As of right now, all we got was Donald Trump asking a judge here to unseal some of the records. We went from truckloads of documents on my desk, tens of thousands of videos, terabytes of videos, flight logs, financial transactions, to we'll ask a judge. Now, this judge probably is going to be liberal. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. And DC Drano here. Trump once again calls for Epstein file testimony under grand jury seal to be released. Trump could do a lot here. This is like bare minimum of bare minimum. As of course, if you look at this kind of record here, the filings that were, mentioned here, at least they were released public. Give them credit. Let's give the administration credit. This is again a step in the right direction. Okay, all right. Is this exactly what will move us into the right direction? That will create other actions that will actually lead to some disclosures and some accountability here. I pray that is the case. And I hope that's the case. And I hope, we find out more. These are the people involved here. And if you look at the letter that was filed by Pam Bondi to this judge here, it says that the point, in fact, that the public interest in these files is a critical legal basis to unseal. And I agree. It's us. We were told to shut up. We were told you guys are Democrats. You guys are weaklings. You guys are not my supporters if you keep bringing this up. Well, we keep bringing this up, and this is how we got it. And I think that's an important factor to bring up here. But if you look at this DOJ filing, it specifically says that the department said if the motion is granted, it would work with court officials to redact the documents to prevent personally identifying information of Epstein's alleged victims and some of the individuals involved here. Now, this would allow this administration, and this would allow the court, which didn't give us any kind of real justice here, especially when it comes to Ghislaine Maxwell, as there's stories of judges just being taken out here, especially when it comes to the larger kind of financial banking Epstein-linked transaction and court cases. There's a very weird case of a judge having her husband and son taken out in that particular case here, by the way. When we look at these particular filings, now we are seeing that there's also another worrying sign here as we have, and again, this is a top Senate Democrat, Dick Durbin, coming out and revealing that he has found out that the FBI has been told to launch a massive operation to dig through these files and to specifically flag any mention of Donald Trump. Now, do you trust Dick Durbin? Do you not? This is a Democratic senator. This is what he's saying on the record. As Durbin said, that about 1,000 FBI employees were ordered to work 24-hour shifts and review about 100,000 pages of documents. Now, listen. This is what everyone thought they were doing from the very beginning. We were told we got to redact the names of the victims. Therefore, it's going to take a while to release these documents. We're going through the documents. They're going to be released. And then they're like, what documents? What files? What extortion? What blackmail? I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing to see here. Case closed. Goodbye. Bye-bye. We're like, whoa. You just want us to forget about all this? You just want us to like go on our merry way and be like, I ain't seen nothing. Nuh-uh. That's not how it works here. Okay? That's not how it works here at all. Now, this is a massive operation. And if this is true, this does highlight how Donald Trump feels like, hey, there could be some information, whether true or not. Because, again, this is Donald Trump who dealt with fake allegations about Russian collusion. So he, I think, understands, yeah, they could fake stuff. They could implant stuff. They could put stuff in there to make me look bad. So I think this is Donald Trump being like, yeah, they're trying to set me up here. And this is one explanation of what could be going on here. Surface level, though, when you read these arguments from Forbes, FBI agents told to flag Epstein files mentioning Trump, senator claims. They're like, oh, yeah, he's guilty. He's implicated. He's trying to hide his involvement here. That's what the vast majority of people are seeing. Now, the allegations that this is all a Democratic hoax, again, Donald Trump has to be very careful with his wording here. And he's being very loose with the wording here. And he's being very kind of polarizing here. And he's contradicting himself. And it's not a good look. Let's just be quite honest with ourselves here. Now, I automatically came out and saying, because his latest Truth social media post sounds like he's like letting us down. As he came out and said, I have asked the Justice Department to release all grand jury testimony with respect to Jeffrey Epstein, subject only to court approval. I just don't like this. I just don't like that it's in the hands of a judge, a liberal judge that was a part of the first cover-up effort that is going to now be the one deciding. And now is Donald Trump going to say, oh, case closed. They didn't approve anything. He says, with this being said, and even if the court gave its full and unwavering approval, nothing will be good enough for the troublemakers and radical left lunatics making the request. It will always be more. MAGA. A lot of things to unwind here. Nothing will ever be good enough. Well, listen, this is a good first step, right? And I think we know that. And that's been the whole talking point. Like, okay, great first step, but financial records, let's go through an independent review. Let's have a special counsel investigation. Trump said no. Said no special counsel investigation. Not good. This is the first step. Now, what are we going to get? Are there going to be some consequences? That's what we want. We were promised. Lock her up. 2016. Never happened. We're promised now. We'll release the list. Stop, and all the surrogates. We're going to stop all these high-level predators from hurting children. Great. That's exactly what we need here. For me, this is him just kind of preluding that there's going to be a big letdown here. And again, they talked about truckloads of documents. Now, Roger Stone, who I respect highly here, says all of the political figures who partied with children on that island are Democrats. Since the DS has control of this evidence, don't be shocked to find other obvious phony poison pills. He means like fake evidence set up to make Donald Trump look bad. And listen, that's the case here. Let's hold these guys criminally accountable. That may have been dropped in to smear Trump. Okay. Let's find out exactly what it is. Let's show people exactly. Watch a left-wing Democrat judge block release to protect the Clintons. Or if they do release, they're just going to redact the Clintons' names because they said identifying details. And they made it up to interpretation for the judge to say, yeah, we're going to redact the victims and we're going to redact the people alleged to have done something too. All right. Again, I like Roger. His response here does point to the kind of complexity of this problem here. Now, if you're Donald Trump, right, you're probably told they're setting you up. They put some fake information in these files. Don't release it. It's a hoax. It doesn't make sense. And I'm like, no. Let's expose it. Let's expose the hoax here. Let's hold these people responsible for lying, planting news stories. There's records. I mean, the FBI has meticulous data and meticulous handling of evidence where everything is logged. Everything is greatly detailed. Now, if there's a chain of command that wasn't followed here, if there are FBI agents that didn't follow the proper protocol or didn't follow, you bring them in and testify right away. What's going on? Why did you do this? You tampered with evidence here? You input this thing in here? Let's look if it's real. Let's look if it's not. And let's make sure the perpetrators, the predators out there, are actually held responsible for their political actions here. Now, when you kind of start to understand this from taking a step back, Donald Trump's like, look at the files. Everything here just screams extremely poorly handled. He has to be very careful with how he says these things. He's not doing any of that. Not a good look. How do you explain all of this? As of course, listen, he could have this, but this is a start. We need more from here. And unless he does more, he's right. The base is not going to be satisfied. But the base isn't left-wing, what did he call them? Radical left lunatics, okay? It's everyone paying attention to the story that truly does care about it. There's going to be, and listen, he's setting himself up because right now there could be a plethora of fake news, plethora of made-up stuff. There could be leaks. There's still a bunch of people at the FBI and the DOJ that don't like Donald Trump. Kash Patel hasn't cleared house. Kash Patel promoted people that were one of the biggest prosecutors of the J6ers, right? So there's still, the FBI agents are still predominantly liberal, woke Democrats. They're going through the files. This is a dangerous gambit because if you're worried about poison pills being sent there and you want everything kind of sent to you with your name on it, there's a high likelihood there's going to be leaks. Thomas Massie is going to be pushing in the House. So is MTG. So are a bunch of other members of the government saying unseal, unclassify, let's bring in people, let's have some testimony. As Congressman Thomas Massie says, I'm unsatisfied with a DOJ letter requesting testimony from a judge that covered it up in the first place. That's probably a liberal too. That doesn't make any sense. As he's saying, a vote will likely occur, as nearly all Democrats have signed on along with approximately a dozen Republicans to declassify the stuff here. Elon Musk. Theo Von just retweeted Elon Musk saying, wow, I can't believe Epstein took himself out before realizing it was all a hoax. Now, I asked people, what in the world is going on here? And I think it's because we're only left to speculate here. What in the world is going on here? And the answers are mixed here because it could be anyone's guess. Now, I'll tell you what I believe in the next video. But can I ask people, what do you think is really going on with the Epstein files with Donald Trump? Is he implicated in it? A lot of people said yes. He wants it for power for himself. Some people, 20% said yes. And then 51% are saying he's being held hostage. And he's being extorted and manipulated here. I want to do another video specifically telling you what I believe, why I believe, with all the kind of evidence here. I want to talk about the bigger kind of financial aspects of this. There's also a very interesting point here made by Tucker Carlson that I absolutely agree with, talking about kind of the satanic, demonic aspect of all of this that I think is important to look into. I'll get into that in future videos. If you want that, subscribe, click the notification button. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching, supporting our sponsor, landofbiltong.com. Great, juicy, moist meat for your mouth. Sign up and subscribe. Stay tuned for more all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.